Imagine a world where the very foundations of modern society were being laid, a time when the basics of civilization as we know it today were still novelty. Welcome to ancient Sumer, the oldest known human civilization where the very fabric of culture was weaved. From the birth of writing to the splendor of ziggurats, the Sumerian civilization stands as a testament to human ingenuity. But what secrets lie buried in the sands of the history of Sumer? How did Sumerian society shape the world as we know it today? Join me on this captivating journey through time as I unravel the mysteries of ancient Sumer. Before we delve into the video, can I ask you to please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so? Thank you. Ancient Sumer was a region in the southernmost part of Mesopotamia, in what is now modern-day Iraq and Kuwait. The term Mesopotamia translates to land between rivers, describing the region nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates. This fertile crescent provided rich alluvial soil, ideal for agriculture, enabling the Sumerians to cultivate crops and sustain large populations. Archaeological evidence suggests that human activity in this area began as early as 5000 BCE. The Ubaid people, who are predecessors to the Sumerians, established some of the first agrarian communities here. However, by around 4000 BCE, the Ubaid culture evolved into what we recognize as Sumerian civilization. Sumer evolved into a collection of independent city-states, each with its own government and deity. Cities like Uruk, Ur, and Eridu emerged as centers of trade, religion, and administration. Uruk, often referred to as the world's first true city, had an estimated population of 50,000 at its peak, a staggering number for its time. The Sumerians were pioneers of urban planning. They constructed massive walls for protection, dug canals for irrigation, and built ziggurats, towering temple complexes dedicated to their gods. Religion was an integral part of Sumerian life. They believed their gods were powerful and unpredictable, controlling natural forces and human destiny. As such, Sumerian religious acts and ceremonies often focused on placating the gods to forestall chaos. Prominent Sumerian deities included Anu, the Sky Father, king of the gods, the personification of the heavens and progenitor of many of the gods of ancient Mesopotamia. Anu was largely detached from the material world and wasn't commonly worshipped. Enlil, the god of wind and storms and the chief deity of the Sumerian pantheon. Enlil was credited with separating the heavens from the earth, making it habitable. His main center of worship was the Ikur temple in city of Nippur. Nana, or Ishtar, the goddess of love, beauty, fertility, and war. Her main cult center was in the city of Uruk, where the Eanna temple dedicated to her worship is located. Enki, the god of water, wisdom, and creation, revered for his role in shaping humanity. He was the patron god of the city of Eridu. Nana, the moon god, governed time and agricultural cycles. His main cult center was Ur. Religious ceremonies were elaborate and often involved offerings, feasts, and music. Priests played a crucial role, acting as intermediaries between the gods and the people. Ziggurats were the focal points of worship, where rituals were conducted to ensure divine favor for the city. Sumerian myths offer profound insights into their worldview. The Epic of Gilgamesh is the most famous of these myths. It explores themes of mortality, friendship, and the quest for meaning. Other notable stories include the Enuma Elish, detailing the creation of the world, and the myth of Inanna's descent to the underworld, symbolizing death and rebirth. These beliefs and practices became the basis of many religious beliefs and rites for millennia in the rest of Mesopotamia and further afield in ancient Greece. They also inspired some of the earliest forms of literature and art. As with their gods, Sumerians also revered their kings, whom they called Lugal, meaning Great One. Among the many figures who shaped Sumerian history, a few stand out like King Enmebaragesi of Kish. He is credited with being the first ruler to have his exploits recorded in Sumerian inscriptions. He played a pivotal role in unifying several city-states under his leadership. Another iconic figure was Gilgamesh, the semi-mythical demigod king of Uruk. Gilgamesh lives in both legends and history. Most historians agree that he was a historical ruler of Uruk, sometime during the early dynastic period, between 2900 to 2350 BCE. A historiographical text called the Tumul inscription, written between the mid-19th century BCE and 1920 BCE, credits Gilgamesh with building the walls of Uruk. Though a king, it was his exploits as protagonist of the Epic of Gilgamesh that cemented his legend. The other prominent king of ancient Sumer was King Ur-Nammu of Ur. He established the Code of Ur-Nammu, one of the oldest known legal systems, which emphasized justice and fairness. Under his rule, the city-state of Ur flourished, and monumental ziggurats were constructed, including the Great Ziggurat of Ur, a marvel of ancient architecture. Sumerian society was highly stratified. At the top of the social hierarchy were the priests and kings, believed to have a direct connection to the gods. Below them were the merchants and artisans, who sustained the economy through trade and craftsmanship. The majority of the population were farmers, and at the bottom of society were slaves, often prisoners of war or individuals paying off debts. We know much about life in ancient Sumer because Sumerians provided records of their lives in clay tablets. These records reveal details of family life, business transactions, and even recipes. For instance, one tablet describes a vibrant marketplace where traders bartered goods such as wool, fish, and pottery. Another recounts a farmer's complaints about irrigation disputes. Sumerians placed great value on community and collaboration. Festivals, religious ceremonies, and communal projects like canal building were integral parts of their lives. One of Sumer's most groundbreaking achievements was the invention of writing. Around 3100 BCE, the Sumerians developed cuneiform, a system of writing using wedge-shaped marks on clay tablets. Initially used for record-keeping, cuneiform evolved to use in writing laws, literature, and scientific discoveries. Education was highly valued in Sumer, especially for scribes, who were trained in specialized schools called edobas. These scribes played a crucial role in administration, preserving knowledge and transmitting culture. Without their work, much of what we know today about Sumer would have been lost to time. The other area where ancient Sumer made a significant contribution to civilization was in mathematics and astronomy. They developed a sexagesimal or base 60 numeral system, which forms the foundation for how we measure time and angles today. The period 2700 to 2300 BCE saw the first appearance of the abacus and a table of successive columns which delimited the successive orders of magnitude of their number system. They were the first to calculate the area of a triangle and the volume of a cube. The Sumerians also devised the concepts of multiplication, division, and square roots, which they recorded on clay tablets. Sumerians tracked celestial movements, which were crucial for monitoring and predicting seasonal changes. Some accounts suggest that they may have used a type of slide rule in astronomical calculations. Sumer's economy was based on agriculture, craftsmanship, and trade. The fertile plains produced a surplus of crops, which were traded for goods such as timber, stone, and metals. Sumerian merchants established trade networks stretching to the Indus Valley, Anatolia, and the Persian Gulf. Goods like textiles, pottery, and jewelry were traded. Sumerians also pioneered economic concepts like loans, interest, and contracts, many of which were documented in cuneiform. Trade, property dispute, social conduct, and other aspects of life in ancient Sumer were governed by laws. The laws were codified to maintain order, with the Code of Ur-Nammu being one of the earliest known legal codes. The city-states of Sumer were governed separately, each with its own king. There was often rivalry between these rulers, sometimes resulting in military conflicts. Sumer's many city-states frequently fought over resources like water and fertile land. To protect themselves, the Sumerians developed armies and weaponry, including early chariots and bronze tools. However, it was not until the rise of Sargon of Akkad, the world's first known emperor and conqueror of Sumer, was the first professional military established. One of Sumer's most notable conflicts was the war between the city-states of Lagash and Umma over territorial boundaries and irrigation rights. The victory stela of King Eannatum of Lagash, known as the Stele of the Vultures, commemorates this war and provides a vivid glimpse into Sumerian military practices. By 2000 BCE, Sumer's decline had begun. Environmental challenges such as soil salinization and reduced agricultural productivity played a role in this decline. Invasions by neighboring groups, including the Akkadians and later the Amorites, further weakened the city-states. Internal strife and shifting trade routes also contributed to Sumer's eventual fall. Despite its decline, Sumer's influence endured. Its innovations in governance, writing, and culture were absorbed and expanded upon by subsequent empires, securing its legacy as the cradle of civilization. This is the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned a thing or two. If you did, please like and hit the notification bell so you are notified every time I release a new video. Your feedback is important, so please let me know what you think of the video in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.